Hello friends, it's Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, with our weekly reading for what's coming up. I will say the 21st, it'll start on Sunday. I'm doing this on Saturday night. I may not get it uploaded until Sunday. So February 21st through the 27th, 2016. As usual, I have pulled 4 cards, one from each of 4 decks. And the first one that we have in the upper left is from the Fairies Oracle, and it's Tobira of the Waters. So we have a little bit of conflicting energy at the very top of the reading, because we have Tobira of the Waters, which is about going with the flow. Going with the flow. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles from the Rider-Waite Tarot, and that is about going slowly and really not going with the flow. But Tobira of the Waters is also, water is also about nourishing or nurturing. And that does go with the Knight of Pentacles, because he has something that he's wanting to plant. He's looking for a place to start a project. And I have to say that looking at the other cards, Vintage Wisdom, we have Discernment, and then from the Enchanted Map we have the Bone Collector, that Tobira is the one who's a little out of sync here in terms of going with the flow. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, and so I'm going to go back to Tobira here in a second. Could be purification. Yes, it could be that very well. Okay, so I will go back to her though. Knight of Pentacles definitely is in harmony with the Discernment card, because that's why his horse is standing still there. He's the kind of person who moves forward a couple steps and then stops and considers and says, is this the right approach? Is this where I want to stop and build my castle? He's looking at permanence, at really establishing something. And so he is going to stop, look, listen, and speak. On this Discernment card, it's kind of amusing because it has what we would classically take as speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. But it has some added dimensions to it. It has the zodiac, and it has the signs of the compass and a world map behind these demure ladies, as well as the birds in the background. And that, to me, means check and double check. Look at things from a variety of perspectives. Look at them from up high, the long-range view with the birds there, and look at them closely and from different perspectives and angles. So discernment. Getting the feeling that this would not be a particularly good week to be signing anything. Look at it, but don't allow people to pressure you to make a decision quickly, because this is saying that you really need to look at things closely. And then we have the Bone Collector, which again is about looking at things closely. The Bone Collector is more about the past, and definitely looking at the bones of something, looking at the structure, looking at the underlying structure, and also looking at the past and what is essentially true of the past. If you take things down to the bone, what is true of the past? As you can see, the bone collector is in the desert, so there's just no embellishment. The bone collector is not interested in embellishment. The bone collector is stripping things down. So anybody who's looking for houses, or you know, if you're offered a job or anything like that, look closely. Look under the hood if you're buying a car, and from all angles. So Tobira of the water, and I think I am going to take her as purity. And I would also say that waters are wanting to flow and take the easy way, and I think the rest of the reading is saying beware of that. But don't, you know, so I would not go with the flow. I would say that everything else is saying no. And the way she's looking, she's got water running through her hands, and she's looking very carefully at the water. So it may even be a time to reflect on what's going on, to kind of have a little bit of disinterest, kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, and watch events unfold, like the water running through her hands, and she's just watching it. It's like, okay, we'll let that go. And with the bone, you know, and just learn from watching that flow through your hands. Don't feel like you need to grasp after anything. And again, the purification really comes to me with the bone collector. You know, what wears things down so that you're down to the bare earth? Water does. Wearing things down. Cleaning, purifying, so that we know what is true. And we're not just looking at surface dirt. We know what's hard and true and durable. Again, there's a strong feeling that some of us, anyway, I have to confess I certainly don't see that happening in my life particularly, but there seems to be a fair number of people who will be will be evaluating something. Look, house, property, car, job, opportunity, something. And you need to look carefully and deeply. And don't let anybody pressure you to move more quickly than you're ready to. That's what that Knight of Pentacles is about. So interesting. Except for that Tobira gave me a little bit of trouble, but the rest of it is very, very harmonious reading. The cards are all kind of indicating the same thing. Slowing down and looking at essentials. Okay, that's it for our reading for February 21st through the 27th, 2016. As always, thank you for stopping by, listening, watching, subscribing, sharing. And if you're interested in a reading with me, stop by my website at thistlegypsy.weebly.com. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.